Hello, my name is Jorge Valle, and I'm going to go ahead and go over week 12's scenario here. Now, in here, we've been asked to set up a series of new test databases both in SQL and in PostgreSQL inside the Google Cloud platform. So, we want to be able to set that up. We're going to be setting up again 6 databases here. Keep in mind, we're going to do this in our personal Google Cloud platform project. So when you are signed in, you got to make sure that you're using the right profile, the right Google profile. I know that I start with my personal one before I do, and that you're also in the correct project. I've made also the mistake to not be in the correct one. So that's what happens. First thing you want to do, actually, when you get in here, let me exit this out, by the way. If you go to the click the navigation or whatnot, and if you don't have this pulled up, all you need to do is click right here, activate Cloud Shell. First thing you got to do. After you do that, it'll go ahead and try to connect, so it'll look something very similar to this. After that, you can go ahead and click on LS, actually. And here you can see that I already have created my main TIF. See if I can get this guy to go in. You can see it right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can show it. That's basically all that is inside this main TIF. So that's what I have. Starts from the top, right? Or what you can do is you go to Open Editor right over here. It'll look very similar to what you have in Visual Studio Code. In here, you got to make sure that once you are open in your Explorer, you want to create a file, new file, and create main.tif. And to be honest, to be able to create your user, your instance, and your database, it doesn't take that much. It takes a few lines of code, about 20, 21, 22, well, if I'm reading it here, right, 25, 26. So make sure you start off with your terraform right up here. And after that, you go down this list here. If you look at it, so we should be able to get in here and get that going. Make sure that you do include which Google provider is going to be. I know I exclude mine since I already had mine, so you don't have to do it every single time. But you have that. You have your resource, right? This is your instance. First, you create a database, and then you create a database instance. And after you create an instance, you create a user. So keep in mind that you have to make one for dev. You have to make one for integrated testing. You have right here, so you create that user. And then you also have to create for the QA. With that, make sure that the first 3 are for MySQL, and the other 3 are for Postgres 11. So again, you create first your resource for the database. Then after that, you create an instance. I added this so I can go ahead and connect to it if I need to. And then you finish by creating your user that you have in here. So after you have that, you want to go back to your terminal. You'd want to click here or write the following here. Which basically means with this command, with the terraform init command, it means that you want to go ahead and start terraform. With this, I already have ran my databases and my instances. I've already created them. It took quite a while, and I don't want to take much of time here. But after you create them, to create them, you'd want to do terraform plan, and you run it, and it'll let you know if everything is good. If there are issues, it'll let you know. And after you do that, you do terraform apply, and then it'll run it. At one point, it will ask you, "Hey, are you sure you want to create this?" And it'll ask you for a value. All you have to type in that value, like I have down here, is just yes. And once you run it, it'll take a little bit. It is recommended that you create one by one, or not one by one, but you create one, make sure everything is good, and then you do the rest. That way, you don't have to destroy all of them and then recreate them again, because if you look at the hints over here, after you use the terraform destroy command, you must change the name if you apply it again. So if you use terraform apply, it'll try to use the same instance, but since it's already deleted, it'll have a constraint issue or something like that, which will say, hey, you can't reuse the name, so try again. And that would mean that you'd have to go to your code editor over here and change everything. So try it with one. If it's good to go, build the rest, and you should be able to do the rest. In here, now that I'm finished with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go on the databases side and click SQL. In it should show me, as you can see, all of the instances. Make sure that you disable them at the end. We do not want to have these on. You make sure you disable them. But just to take a look at them here at this dev instance, you can see that I have my stuff going on. I got my connection, right, that I can connect to. Look at the databases. I have them right here. Got the schemas, got my SQL, and all of that good stuff. Got my user as well that I created. But if you just want to see the user, actually, this is my SQL development user that I would have to log into or go and do some managing. So it's really nice to be able to do this in all-in-one instance, so we can get it going. Another recommend actually that I have here is make sure that the project ID or the project name in your editor that you have right here, that it matches with, let me find it, of course. It matches with the correct project name, which we have not up here. If you look at my terminal, I have it right up here. So make sure that you're using the correct project ID so that you can get that going. And you can get that from your if you do like the list command that lists all of these, so you can grab them. Now we are going to try to destroy all of these so that we implicate that we did or finished this scenario. So here we go. First you want to do is terraform destroy. Now keep in mind, if you do this, you're going to destroy everything that we basically have. So it's just simple terraform destroy. Here we go. So you can see it's going to go for everything that I have in there that I created. It's all destroyed. Do you really want to destroy? That's what's going to ask me right at the end. Yes, sadly. Okay, as you can see, we ran into an error right at the bottom, right over here. And that's because we've, inside the editor or the file, the TF file, we set the deletion protection to true. I went back in it, and all you have to do is just change it to false. I forgot that that's what you had to do. So, again, gotta do the destroy. So, it says you really want to do it. Good to go.